transitioning because being with a family, okay, could help you here, right? But then when you go to the university and then you deal with everyone, also if you go to a family, they are not Gen Z maybe.
Yes.
So maybe it could be just one part, right? Maybe we could have different parts that could help you to narrow.
Well, you can make some decisions. You can say, no, I don't want to send someone to a family for a week. But I think it's worth thinking. There's some extreme ideas that you can do.
Exactly.
But actually, what you're saying is, no, what we have learned from our research is it's about networks in places. So you can either just network from people you happen to know. What you're suggesting is if you connect networks to other networks through node people, I don't think it matters, this is only my opinion, I don't think it matters whether these people are close friends or not. I mean, if you meet somebody from your country and they say, I've got a really good friend, let's go and meet them, and then that other friend's got other friends, you just build up. It doesn't really matter if they're close friends or not, because the chances are you will get on, isn't it? I think that's true, isn't it? So you're simply, you're not doing what those apps are doing. You're not going, hey, meet new people, hey. You're saying meet people that you kind of know, or people you know. So your service is called No.
No.
and it's a really intimate little, you people have to incentivize people somehow that before they leave their contacts on this little network, and they say, here's my little network. The next person coming.
How we can incentivize to use our app, right? What is going to, for the first people, I mean, how we can convince these people to start using this?
Well, I think off the top of my head, I would say you probably have to find some people who are willing to be part of the service, who are already in, let's say, London, and they say, okay, we're going to be the guinea pigs, the pilot, we're going to set this up.
Experts.
You're going to give them 5% of your startup. You're going to say, right, we're going to give us all your, or do an advertising thing, get some deal. I don't know, if you're talking to a Chinese community, let's say, then you have something from China saying, God, surely there's an advertising business model that says we've got affluent students in London. Surely you can sell them something and finance this little network, whatever that network is. Doesn't have to be an app, it could just be a way of connecting people, swapping addresses, saying you're coming, if you're coming to London, here's this network, see who's here. You might have people who are incentivized to be more active, and maybe hold a night.
So you're putting more into connecting rather than understanding, right? Because I think the end goal is to connect, right?
I think that's what I'm hearing from what you're saying, actually. I think your underlying idea is actually connecting with a degree of trust because they're people, they're people like you. They're either people you do know, or they're people who know people you know. So you just instantly trust them. You see kids do that all the time. I'm sure that's a big generation thing. So I'm saying this because I know my son, who's going around South America. He met new people who knew his friends who had been there a month before, and that was sort of like a jungle drums thing, and then suddenly meet up and say, oh no, you know somebody. Now they're best friends and they're seeing them in London. Now they're home. I can see that connectivity sort of growing quite organically. I suppose that's the difference between what you're saying. It's an organic growth.
It's organic,
based on quite a loose trust, but at least you know the person who knows the person. I think that's your essence of what your idea is. So the cultural thing will, I'm questioning whether actually that's so important. I think what you're saying is it's just about building a network.
Yeah, if you follow that, I think.
And I think it's a very simple idea, and you can present that as a narrative, saying, do you know what, this is the most valuable thing we can do. We're not going to do speed dating, we're not going to do Tinder, we're not going to do, we're just going to build on a kind of peer-to-peer network.
People with similar interests or culture, right?
It's almost simpler than that. I think it's almost that. It's almost that they just come from the same place, in a way, and they're the same age. They're probably going to have similar points of contact and discussion. And you, Tim, you're going to Yeah, I think it's, in a way, I think it's almost more beautiful to keep it very simple and just decide how you can extend that peer-to-peer network beautifully, simply. How can you? So the thing I would be doing as sitting back in the interim is saying, you know, how believable is this project in terms of actually getting networks to form? Have you got any insight from your research that actually, you know, says when somebody came, you know, I was leaving, but I put them in contact with somebody, and they've now put them in contact. You know, can you show there was quite a lot of work done on kind of networks?
Yeah, for example, this
how they sort of grow.
These WeChat groups for China are really powerful.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah.
I hear for the interviews like, I need to buy a dog. I put, okay, how can I buy a dog?
Yeah.
4 minutes, 3 minutes, they have all the, okay, you need to do this.
Right,
it's amazing.
So it's a kind of a community-based thing.
Also we're trying to have this.
I think you should, because
maybe in some cultures they do it, but nobody knows. Like, you were lost, right? I'm sorry.
No. I think you're on the right lines. I just think it might. What I'm hearing you saying is it's actually very simple, and I think you to keep it very simple, but be really convincing that you can build communities. And look back through your research and see if you've got people who did that, and you know, do you have any stats on? You probably only need like 3 or 4 friends on the ground to suddenly make your life completely different, and you enjoy your visit way more. And, you know, and what a level of activities, you know, going and seeing film, going and seeing a historic location. I don't know. It's not that much we're talking about.
To demonstrate who helped them when they arrived in London.
Yes. Yes.
Based on that,
I think it's just got to feel somehow convincing that that's how it would work, and it could just be incredibly simple. When I go back to that great project last year, is it Charlotte, who did the Medicine Sans Frontières doctors? I don't know if you ever saw that. You might be worth going and have a look at it. She was talking about doctors arriving in countries, and all she did was an organogram on the wall. She just literally put a picture of people on the wall and said who they are and who they were connected. Now, you know, in a way, that's what it was, to help doctors find out who's who and to make connections and actually start working, because it would take them 6 months to find out what the hell they were doing, and then they'd be left after 3 months after that. So it was like a complete waste of time. And so her solutions were very simple, quite crude. So, you know, because it was just about, here's a picture, you know, somebody, here's where they live. You know, they recommended because 3 of your friends know them, or, you know, it's that kind of, what does it take? Maybe only one person knows them. And that maybe there's a little network there, so before you go, that network is automatically there. Right. You can see it, and you can reach out to them and say, "Hi, I'm coming. Can I meet you my first week? And you know, would you mind taking me to the British Museum or something? You know, and you know, click down. Here's the 3 most. Sorry. Here's the 3 top things. So I think in a way a kind of crowdsourced, you know, what do people do? Don't get in the way. It's also not getting in the way, but it's setting it up.
Especially for people who are going to spend a lot of years in London, because there are couch surfing, for example, for people who are just arriving to London, they stay together, but they stay just 3-4 days, right?
Yeah, those little things are quite important, aren't they?
But nobody's doing something for people who are staying, so we could also have that couch surfing, group chats, or networking.
Yeah, and maybe go back and talk to some of the people you researched and say, you know, how many people have you connected during your time here? You know, how did you connect other people? So it's not so much about the person trying to. Well, it is obviously about the person arriving trying to get connected, but it's the other side. Who's the person who's going to connect them? What, you know, how that will make them feel good. What do they get out of it? And just simple, and you know, maybe they become famous because. So it's like when my son went to university and he came back and said, I'm a BNOC, big name on campus. He was really pleased. You know, no incentive required. He just was popular, and he felt really good about that. So do you have an acronym for London Connector? This person is famous, you are famous, so you make them famous. I don't know, I'm fantasising now, but
also
I'm just trying to think about a nice simple thing where you really are convincing about how people might do this, because you know how it feels yourselves, and the people you've interviewed will probably do that. And I've always liked your charts here. They made sense, and I think it's sticking with what you've researched. So then I think the cultural thing just felt like, what does that actually mean? And if you were going to be cultural, like I say, you'd just dump someone in a house for a week and say, learn how to be English. Why would you want to do that?
The accent.
Yes, exactly. So I just sort of wonder about that, and just think it's really about people, and this is about happiness, isn't it?
And actually,
this is actually about happiness, not cultural appropriation.
And actually, these people could help you with these cultural barriers or everything, the way of thinking, or
it would come.
This person, they are going to help you.
Cultural acceptance is learning how to get on a bus, for God's sake. And to understand queuing and people standing on the right. And
so it's going to be a consequence.
The national heritage, I think, royal family.
So for the interview, we need to go straight to the point, or we need to put we started here, we narrow down, and then or just.
I think you need to not reset, but perhaps just define what the objective is. The objective is to connect people together, because your belief is, your hypothesis is, that will help them survive. People who don't, your research shows you people who don't have those that social network struggle. So you're finding a way. So let's just rewind a bit as well. You've made the decision about the university, international university. So I was going to ask you, what was your I like it, but what was your reasoning? What you just felt that was an easier target, or?
And actually, rather than the number of students is increasing,
right.
There are more students that are.
So it's a trend. So you want to.
There is a trend.
It's worth doing, and I think it works with Telefonica as well. By the way, I think that's good.
So it's not going to stop that. Everyone is going abroad.
Yes, it's a good thing. We want it to happen.
Yes, it's increasing. If not, it will be the opposite. We can't do that. But it's increasing.
So I think in a way what's missing is it's quite a functional description you have of what's going on, but it's not so much sort of spiritual. Why do people come abroad? Why do they want to study abroad? Is it because the degree is seen as a higher qualification than they get at home? Possibly. Is it because they want to have a broader experience? They want to, they know when they go back, it's worth reflecting on why they're doing it, not just the what. And it's worth reflecting on, so therefore, what's that experience like when they come here and they haven't got any friends? And then you could show how your system is helping that, because there's that potential drop zone, isn't there? And I'm sure it must be pretty tough for you guys to turn up here. So maybe you've done that. Yep.
No, I'm trying to remember. We choose friends because it's the most important factor for.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good start. So when you're building your narrative, it's not just more people are coming. That's a good trend, but it's about what
technology is just not important. We talk with these charities. It's helping technology to maintain. Also, this negative, but maybe the negative is not relevant if we want to connect. This is more into social media.
It's all there, but it's all there actually, isn't it? There's some good stuff there you could repurpose to make your case.
And it's hard to meet new friends actually. And actually this one.
So that's your narrative. People want to come to expand their lives. The experiences, they come here, and initially it's very difficult. And if they don't make it, they actually
impacts in their happiness directly.
Yeah, and they won't succeed in their studies. And this is actually, you can see that story playing out.
And they're going to miss these things of the benefits of culture, right?
Yes. So I think then you need to say, the solutions of apps and technology are flawed, because technology either just it's almost too easy to carry on relationships that are a long way away, Skyping your family the whole time or something, and therefore you're not having a local experience, and also that if you're just online, it's too easy to be lonely, a solo experience. So your solution is about finding the solution to that chart. How do you make people friends? Your research tells you that it's networks. Even, and I like what you're saying about not necessarily ones that are here now. So that building that up over time, connections, that feels to me key to what you're saying. People who might not be even here now have left a trace, and that trace could connect someone to you, and then and you become part of that trace that helps people have an immediate support network that's just social. That's all it is. It's not people running around with kimchi or whatever it might be. whatever it is. Am I making sense? I want you to have that sense of narrative, especially with the interim coming up. You know, I think that's the sense of narrative is the most important thing I think you need. You've got loads of great stuff here. It's linking it together that hits your objective, and I think your secret sauce is it's about local networks that are built up over time, so that in a way it's very easy. It's just people who know people who know people. Make it easier, doesn't it? I think that's what you're saying. I'm only playing back what I'm hearing you saying, really, but I just think there's a beautiful simplicity. That's a very simple idea.
And maybe we're going to talk about the solution, but maybe just general, because maybe we need.
I think solutions about directions, that what you're going to do.
Is more about the directions.
Completely define the way of building up networks based on quite long periods of time, because that is enough trust. From your research, it's enough trust for people to start to build. You know, age and location, friend of, is enough.
You can trust.
Yeah, and it's actually easier because it's a gentle thing. But you know, going on Tinder and going on speed dating and all the other things are too abrupt. They're not sustainable.
They're not sustainable. You just
have
to connect, but as you mentioned, you don't have to be
like fireworks and then it's gone. What do you think?
Makes sense.
And I think you've got some great stuff here actually. I think it's about keeping it simple and concentrate. And I think, you know, if you say that in the interim, I think you're going to get some more advice and opinion, but and there might be some other stuff. But I suppose I've seen quite a few projects around networks here, and you know, sometimes they're quite similar. And it's always, you know, find somebody who can be an ambassador, and they'll go out and find a friend. Yeah, you kind of want it to be easier than that. You want it to be natural and organic, otherwise it doesn't happen. I think, you know, finding people from your nation, of your age, it's almost enough. You know, if you've got a plurality of those and you can meet in a pub or you can go out and meet them, it's almost bound to work, I think. It'd be quite unusual for it not to work. I think of situations like that. Okay, I think.